Hi, this is Neil Walters. So, if you've been following my series of videos, we've been building shrimp pizza this week, or trying to build it anyway. And now I just built my first shrimp pizza. So, my videos kind of went through, actually, it was different towns, but I showed you piece by piece how to make shrimp, how to make cheese, how to make vinegar. I forget what all the other videos were, but now it all comes together. So right here, I have two Italian restaurants. The reason I put them here is to make the actual shrimp pizza needs 3 energy. So I want it right as close as I can anyway to my power plants. So I believe I'm getting all passive energy for that. I built the second Italian restaurant here, which right now is making pizza base, which is I don't think we did that in a prior video. So this one consists of two dough, which we talked about how to make dough, two cheese, which we talked about that, and tomato paste is actually pretty easy. All you do is build another sauce facility, and basically you have one rice vinegar in and 3 tomatoes, and you get a tomato paste. So that's how you make shrimp. The first one just came out of the oven, so to speak, and it went to my storehouse right here. And I was building another storehouse. This storehouse is an NFT which holds 60. I was trying to build another one somewhere nearby. Sorry, I had to go catch the phone there. But we are making our first pizza, and I just got another white vinegar making facility here. And so what the game now turns into is basically a tuning game. You can see I do actually have quite a few open squares here. So once you get your first pizza made, then the question is, how do you make more? So basically, you have to see if you can like double everything, or and not just double everything. You got to find out what you got too much of and what you don't have enough of. So, for example, I was looking here at the cheese guys, and they're both waiting on milk. They have zero. That one had 1 milk. This is waiting on 2 milk, and so I didn't have enough milk. So I'm over here building a couple more milk barns, and then I'm gonna have to make sure they have enough food. There was a thing called a food trowel or food trough. Again, I always have trouble with that word too. And it looks like they weren't feeding from the food trough. So I'm going to have to depend on the stupid meadows down here to feed all my cows. It looks like I'm going to have to ask that in the Discord just to be sure. Um, obviously, but remember in an earlier video, I had to build eggs or chicken coop here to provide an egg for the dough. And that's working out well. This one over here is making my butter. This one's making dough. Then over here, I think two of these are making white vinegar, these little sauce factories, and one of them is making tomato sauce. Tomato sauce then again goes in here to make the pizza crust. So one tomato paste, I mean, two cheese. And right now that's my shortage is the cheese here. The shortage with my cheese is my milk. So I may have to build another pond or put another water tower here and build some more milks. And then I have to determine if they're getting enough food from these meadows or not. Because I normally would feed them from the food trough, but they don't seem to be wanting to eat from that. I think that's a bug. And I'll probably build some. I have to see if I have enough white rice coming in. I still have one little spot. I have two spots over here. Let me show you. Sometimes if you rotate, it's easier to see. So I have a spot here and a spot here. So this one will probably be maybe another Italian restaurant, and maybe this one will be another mixing tent. So that they're going to get all the power they need passively. These vinegar and tomato paste guys, sauce factories do not need any power. So that's pretty good where they are. I've been upgrading my buildings like a lot of I think most of my farmers, at least 90% of them or whatever, 80% are now farm tractors. I had a little bit of a wood shortage. When you're building, you need more wood, but then when you're done building, you won't need as much wood. But I might need another couple upgrades here to turn some of these loggers into log houses. So you start upgrading your buildings. I've got one ATV, and if I'm going to have more animals over here, I think I'll upgrade this to an ATV. It's a matter of just judging how much wood and how much lumber you have as to how fast you can upgrade things. Then I have to balance, all my shrimp and my seafood to see if that's being balanced. So now you're going to start using the performance monitor over here. I mean, it's just like this is how the game matures, basically, right? So now that I'm making a pizza, let's go down here. Where is the pizza? So here I made 6 pizzas in inventory. I have 6 in inventory, and I'm making about 4 or 5 of them per hour. And so the first step is to speed that up to say where you get 10 per hour, and then eventually see if you can get 15, 20, 30, 40. And I almost can guarantee you the guys that are in the top 200, they're probably getting 40, 50 pizzas an hour. That's the way it usually works. So don't think you're done when you make your first pizza. However, if you're just here to claim the gala milestones, all you got to do, I think, is sell 10 pizzas, and I think you qualify for your milestone. So then you can relax and wait for the next week, basically, if that's what you want to do. I always try to use it as a learning experience to just see how much I can pack into one town. And you remember when I first started how I talked about how like these 3 windmills, well, these 2 windmills are still green. This one's probably, no, this is not green probably now that I added the barns. This one's not green because I added the silo. This one's not green now because I added other things. So all my windmills are slowly turning red now. So I'm probably going to put them maybe like, well, I can squeeze, I think, a few more in here. Here I'm using an NFT called a wheat stand. So it's providing wheat passively to a certain number of squares around that. So these guys are all making flour. This is a Christmas stand, which they gave us, I think they gave us this one, and it's providing 2 sugars to this guy. So I'm still growing sugar down here to provide him. The other thing I have since the last video, if you've been following me, is I've added the tomato farms here, and they make tomatoes, which then obviously goes over here to make tomato paste. And if you look at my silos, like right now I have 2 tomatoes there. Let me look over here. Since I have 3 silos, the better way to look at your inventory is really over here on this little guide. So there I have 6 tomato paste. So it looks like I'm doing actually very well on tomato paste. The main thing I need is cheese right now. Okay. I have more than enough salt, more than enough eggs. The dough is like marginal. So I might need more dough in the future. I still got my 5 ice left over. Sugar's good. The candy cane I wish I could get rid of, but I got rid of my candy factories. And I got 1 candy cane that I couldn't sell, so it's just sitting there wasting inventory. Let's see, I have 6 butter, so that's going good. I have more than enough energy sitting in my warehouses. Husk rice. So there are a lot of things to keep track of in this game, obviously, especially the number of products it takes. Here's my 6 shrimp. So remember, every pizza takes 5 shrimp, so that means I have enough shrimp sitting there to make the next pizza as soon as I get the pizza dough, which again is waiting on the cheese, which is waiting on the cows. So I think I'm going to have to build some more cows in here. And so that's just a summary of how I've progressed my game. And then now, you know, I'm working during the day, like I said. So every once in a while, I'll stick some new buildings on here. I'll do a little bit of tuning, and then I'll come back in an hour or 2, check it again. I'm not pushing it this week because this is not a paid competition week. Just using the game to learn and to figure out what the bugs are and how to work around the bugs, like the food trough that we just looked at. So have fun making your pizzas and go collect your milestones and get some gala. Get your 1,000 or 100 gala or whatever it is. Get your 100, 200, 300 gala this month. Okay, see you later.